Hello, thanks for hanging in there. Welcome to Phone.com webinar. Today we will be talking about address book contacts. So add me, maybe? Haha, sorry, had to throw that in there. But yeah, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Jenny Dempsey. I'm the Customer Success Manager for Phone.com, and I will be guiding you through address book contacts. So get ready for some awesome fun. We're going to be learning how to add contacts. And just one moment here. That keeps coming back. We're learning how to add contacts. We're going to learn how to import contacts from outside places. We're going to learn how to route our calls based on the contacts that we have in our address book, otherwise called caller ID based routing. I'm going to show you how to send text messages or SMS and faxes to your contacts in your address book as well, and then we will have a Q&A session. So be sure to throw your questions into the GoToMeeting questions section, and I will be sure to answer them at the end. So we're going to begin by adding the contacts. Maybe managing your little black book is easy. I'm going to show you in just a few seconds here how to add single contacts, how to add group contacts, and then how to edit those contacts, and then how to delete those if you just no longer want to have them in your address book at all. Time to update the little black book. So let's bounce over to our control panel. We've logged in with our username and password at Phone.com, and we've selected Configure from the navigation bar, and then Manage Users and Extensions from the drop-down. And this will bring us to our extensions page. And to the right of each extension, you'll see some little icons, and the very first one is an envelope, and then you're going to see View Address Book with a little it looks like a little address book with tabs there. There's edit and greetings as well, but today we're going to focus on that address book. So go ahead and select on that, and it will open up all of your contacts for that extension. So each extension can have its own list of contacts, and it would be exclusive for that extension. So right now I only have one contact in there, little Miso, that's my dog. You know, he's got his own cell phone, dogs these days. But we're going to select Add a Contact. At the very top, you'll see the option with the green arrow, green plus sign, and you're going to enter contact information for this individual. So I'm going to begin with my sister here. And you get to kind of just add whatever you want, but you get to, the most important, always make sure to add the phone number there. You can add work. You can choose the different types if you want to add additional ones here. Fax, pagers, if it's 1991. Just kidding. Sorry if you use a pager. I hope I that didn't offend you. You can also add addresses for businesses or home addresses. You can add specific notes. The notes field is good for clients if you want to throw in their account username or anything that helps you identify who this individual is. You can add it there in the notes section. As soon as you've entered the information that you need, you just click this green Save Contact button, and then you will see it appear in the address book list, and it will eventually be alphabetized. You can also add or edit groups. So groups are helpful in the cases where, let's say, you have a group of clients strictly for one part of your business. You can add contacts to that group and just have them in their own separate list. So, for example, we have coworkers, family, and friends as the generic groups that have been created. I'm going to add a new one, and this one is just going to be for business clients. This will be for weekday. So if you have different clients, let's say weekday clients versus weekend clients, maybe they're different. We're going to focus on just the weekday. So you can either edit the existing ones, or you can delete them if you don't want them by clicking that trash can icon over on the right, or click that Add a Group, and it will add a new field where you can enter the name. Then you're going to want to select on Save Changes. So now when you add a contact, clicking the Add a Contact button, I'm going to enter a business client, and we will say, all right. We're going to enter the name of the individual and their phone number. And then down on the left-hand side, underneath all of the contact info at the very top section, there's a group drop-down menu. And you can select the group that you would like to add this contact to. So this is going to be your business clients weekday, and then you just save your contact. So now you will have this contact in that list. It will still show up on your main address book section, alphabetized, but when you go to add or edit a group, you will now see the members will have updated there. I'm going to go back here. And to add an existing contact to a group, you would just select on the contact's name from your address book, and it will open up all the information for that contact. And again, you can go down to the group section here in the drop-down menu, and then you could just select where you want to add them, and then save your contact. Pretty snazzy, right? So we have added a single contact, we've added group contacts. I've showed you how to edit the existing contacts as well as removing contacts if you no longer need them. So now I'm going to show you how to import contacts. Maybe? Yes, don't worry, I am. You get to stay connected with all of your friends. I'm going to show you our auto import and sync contacts tool, as well as a manual import for our old school friends who don't want to go in there and auto sync. So we are still in our address book. We haven't left. And in the left-hand side, you'll see a column. It begins with your extension number and name. Inbox and address book will be highlighted because that's where we currently are. The second link will say import contacts. And if you click on that, it's going to show you a couple different options. So our auto import with sync allows you to choose a service, whether it be Gmail, AOL, Yahoo, whatever you use. Choose Gmail. And you get to enter the account information, and you can actually, what it will do is when you sync it, you get to choose the preference, whether you sync it every day, daily, weekly, or monthly, and it will actually take all the contacts from there and sync it with your phone.com system. This little blue question mark section is going to be very helpful. If you ever have questions about how to do this, the frequency, use those question marks because it will show you exactly what to enter. So you'll just literally want to enter the basic details for the contact syncing, and it will do it automatically. And the frequency, again, you get to choose that right under the sync preference. So you can also import them manually. And this is where you have the CSV file. So you would literally go to your Gmail section, download the CSV file, and then upload it here in this manual import section. And again, if you forget how to do it or you're confused, you're not sure, you don't use Gmail, let's say you use Outlook Express. This blue question mark button is your go-to, and it's going to show you each type of service. These are the most popular. If you have something that's not on this list, you can always go to the help section of that client, and it will show you how to export contacts. So basically, you're going to be exporting them from the existing service and then importing them to us. And you're going to do it in a CSV file. And again, this will just break down all of the great instructions for you. It's really helpful to have this handy in case you've never done this before. This is a step-by-step guide. And then you would upload it here in this section. And once you upload it, all of the contacts that you have will be displayed in the address book. And they will show here alphabetical. And then it's the same process. You'll be able to go in there and edit them if you need to, delete them if you need to, whatever, add them to a group, you can do that right then and there. So if you have a ton of contacts and you know that they're all going to be your business weekday contacts, literally just upload them in that CSV file, import them right here, and then you could add them to that group. And if you want to do a bunch at any given time, you could select all by checking the checkbox to the left, and then or just click check all, which is a lot easier. And then you could choose a select option, move to group, and it will show you all of the groups that you have created, or if you want to create a new one right then and there, you can do that as well. And then click go, and you are good to go. If you want to see those clients, you can filter through them here. All of the different contacts, the group options, you can choose to view them there as well. So it's really easy to move contacts around, adjust them as you need, make the edits. It's very easy to do. So now I'm going to show you how to do some caller ID routing, maybe. So you get to talk to who you want to talk to whenever you want to talk to them. So, I mean, if you're familiar with Saved by the Bell, Zach Morris never wanted to talk to Principal Belding, but he always wanted to talk to Kelly Kapowski. And when he answered his cell phone, he definitely didn't want to be surprised with a call from Mr. Belding arriving. So what he could do with caller ID-based routing is add both Kelly Kapowski and Mr. Belding to his address book. And when calls from Mr. Belding come in, he could route them to Screech. And when calls from Kelly come in, he can answer them right on his cell phone. So I will show you how to route to a single contact, and I will show you how to route to a group contact. Let me just close this up here. Okay. So this assumes that you're familiar with call handling rules and call forwarding. We have other webinars available if you need any additional instruction with that. So I'm just going to kind of jump into it, and again, if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to ask them, and I'll get to them at the very end of the webinar. So I'm going to add Zach Moore. So we got him in there. We got Kelly. Okay. So we're going to quickly add some contacts in here. So we got Kelly Kapowski, and now we're going to add Mr. Belding. And we're just clicking to add a contact, and then we're entering their phone numbers. We got their phone numbers in there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to visit the call handling rules section, which is located under settings within the extension. So because we're in the address book, if we click the little plus sign, we'll be able to open up the settings information. It'll be kind of over on the right there next to the settings title in that left-hand side navigation bar. And we'll want to select call handling rules. And so this is going to set it up on the extension level, but you can also set up the caller ID-based routing on the number level as well as on the menu level. Because we're currently using a preset, which we also have a webinar available if you'd like to know how to use presets, we're going to choose Apply Advanced Call Handling Rules to really customize it. When the call handling rules display, in number 1 where it says Select Incoming Call Type, we're going to choose the drop-down menu Received From. And when we select that, our contacts are going to open up from the drop-down menu. So if a call from Mr. Belding arrives, we're going to choose his name from the list, and then under Select How Calls Should Be Handled, where Select Operation displays in the drop-down menu, we're going to choose Forward Call, and we'll just have it ring to, you know what, we're going to have it ring to Craig. Craig will be our Screech today, and don't tell him that. And then what we want to do is we have to figure out how to route the rest of the calls. So we have a rule for Mr. Belding set up. Now we're going to select Add New Rule, and we're going to choose Received From under Select Incoming Call Type, and Kelly Kapowski from the drop-down menu. Under Select Operation, when we choose Forward Call, we want it to ring at Zach Morris's cell phone, and we'll just say this is his extension. So I'm going to check this box to ring my phone. That'll be his cell phone right now. Or if you have a cell phone number, you can enter it into the box. However you want to do it. Zach wants it to ring on his home phone and his cell phone, let's say. Then, because we have these two rules set up, we have to have a catch-all. So everyone outside of Kelly and Mr. Belding, we have to determine what happens when the calls arrive. So we're going to select Add New Rule at the bottom right hand of the box one more time. And this is going to be our catch-all rule for every single call. So we leave it all calls. We always have to have a rule at the very end for all calls, just kind of a general reminder there. And how select calls should be handled, we're just going to send all the rest of the calls to Craig's voicemail, our Screech for the day. So again, what we have done is we've set up calls from Mr. Belding to route to Craig's extension. They're never going to ring Zach Morris. any call from Kelly comes in, it's going to get to Zach Morris and he's going to answer. And then if anyone else outside of Mr. Belden and Kelly call in, it's going to go to Craig's voicemail. Then the very final step is to save rule settings. And once our settings are saved, they will take effect immediately. So as soon as someone calls this extension, so if Kelly calls in, it's going to route exactly how it's specified. If Mr. Belding calls in again, it's going to route that same way. And you can also do that with groups. Again, in that drop-down menu before, there was the option to select a group or a direct contact. So either way, you'd be able to route the calls based on individual or group. However you need to do it, the option is there for you, and they will all display in this drop-down menu. My apologies. So now I'm going to show you how to send SMS and fax to stay connected, one word, even more. And you can send an SMS to a contact directly through the address book as well as a fax. So let's jump back into our control panel and make that happen. So now we're going to go back to our address book by clicking the address book option on the left side navigation bar. When we are in our address book, we'll see some options appear in the right-hand column. You'll see call, SMS, and fax. If you click call, it's going to give you a click to call pop-up button where you can enter where you place the call from. So this is good if you have a cell phone and you're going to be placing the call from there. You enter your cell phone number, and when you click the call button, what it will do is it will ring you on your cell phone, and when you answer, you're going to start hearing ringing because it's going to be calling the person that you've selected from your address book. SMS, if you select that option, you'll be able to send an SMS message to that individual, and you'll be able to choose the number. If you want to change it, you can change it in that box, but otherwise you can type the message and the SMS will be sent to them. Just make sure that when you do send an SMS that it is going to an actual cell phone number. If you have it, someone's landline, and you try to send an SMS, it won't work. And if you want to send a fax, as long as you have a fax number designated in that contact, a fax option will appear, and if you select on that, it will bring you to the send fax page. And when the send fax page, you can you could use a cover page, upload a file, and you would literally just send the fax right to them. It would display for you right there. So again, we got call options to our contacts, SMS, and fax. So thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions, you can call our 24/7 customer support, 800-998-7087, or send us an email to support@phone.com, or tweet us at phone.spelledout.com.